guys, welcome back to my channel. So today what we're going to be doing is going through a full Q&A of all of the questions that you guys have been asking me over the past week. Grab yourself a beverage, coffee, wine, tea, whatever suits your fancy, and we're going to jump right into this. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be answering all of it. It's going to get real. I have not pre-read these questions. I asked you guys this past week on Instagram what questions you guys wanted answered, and I just popped onto Snapchat again to let you guys know to DM me and send me all of your questions. Nothing is off limits. So I will pop up both on the screen right here. If you're not following along, make sure that you do. It's just at Angie Bellemare everywhere on the interwebs. And without further ado, let's jump right into this because I feel like this is going to be a lot. Let's do this. All right. Starting on Instagram, by the way, how cute. I always need a cute phone case and a cute cup to do these talks. Now, on Instagram, from Kimmy, what is the best thing you can do each and every day to reach your goals? I would say the thing that I do every single day that helps me a ton is I wake up early, I go downstairs, I spend time by myself. I will usually wake up an hour or so before I have to actually start my day. So whatever that looks like for you, if you have to go to work, if you have to drop the kids off, if you have to start working your business at home, whatever that looks like for you, set an hour aside, just wake up a little bit earlier and set yourself up by yourself so that you can plan out your goals. So the planner that I use really sets me up for the day. This is not sponsored, by the way. I use a day designer, and what it allows me to do is brain dump on one side. So I'll do my full to-do list on one side, and then it has a schedule on the other side of the page from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then this is the key ingredient. It has the 3 things that I need to focus on that day that will move me closer to my goal. And you don't need a fancy planner to do this, but start thinking about it that way. What's the big goal? When you say to achieve my goals, what's the goal that you want to achieve? And what are 3 things that you can do every single day to get you closer to that goal? And then from there, what I usually do is I go work out. So those are just a few things that set me up super well for my day and do get me closer to my goals. Now, if you want a video version of this, I've done a few morning routines. I can link it down below, but that is how I set myself up for success. And I know that those small activities definitely help me push forward towards my goals. So hopefully that answers your question, Kimmy. All right, Eliane, how are all of your pictures so perfect, Angie? I don't know if that was a question, but I can definitely turn it into a question because I feel like a lot of people want to know how I edit my pictures. Now, we can do a full video on this. If this is something that you guys would like to see of how I theme my Instagram, how I edit my photos, how I take my photos, definitely comment down below if you guys want to see a full video on that. Please let me know. I would be happy to do one. But in terms of how I take my pictures, I will just be super real. Whatever picture you see on Instagram, there's usually 55 to 100, okay, I'm exaggerating, there's 50 different versions of that picture that I've taken, even down to the picture that I posted of me watching Home Alone in my living room. P.S. I wasn't even watching Home Alone on my laptop, I just made it look cute that way. I was actually watching it on the TV. But to take that picture, there's 50 different versions of it. I just use my phone, and then I will either edit on Snapseed or on ViscoCam or both. And I can totally do a video and take you guys through exactly what filters I use and how I do it, but I would have to plug in my phone and screen share. So you guys let me know if that's a video that you'd like to see, but hopefully that answers your question. I'm not perfect. I just take a lot of pictures and I'm good at editing and I use the right apps, but that's it. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. All right, Carmen D. What will you be doing for Christmas? So for Christmas Eve, Andre's family is French Canadian. I am half French Canadian, so we don't do the full French thing, so it works out perfectly. So Andre's family will be coming over here. We will be doing the Christmas Eve thing. So French Canadians call it Réveillon, and we have Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve. We do all the presents and all of that. And on Christmas Day, Christmas morning, we will be driving to my parents' place in the middle of nowhere, and I love where they live because it literally looks like Santa's workshop. I will try and document it a little bit if they let me. And we will be doing the gifts and everything there and having breakfast with them. And then that night, Christmas night, Andre and I will be just spending it alone, which I love, love, love our Christmas dinners together. And it's super chill. We don't cook a big turkey or anything like that. We just chill by the fire. We have good cocktails. We hang out with Carl and we give each other our gifts, and we usually will watch a movie together. And we just, it was so much fun last year. So I'll try and document a little bit of it and share it up with you guys on the 26th or 27th. Then from there, on the 28th, we fly out to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So that is our Christmas plans. All right, from Miss Tretier. Will you and Andre ever have kids? P.S. I love your videos. That is a loaded question. So the way that I would answer that question is right now we are super happy, and I have, always been a big believer in living in the present. So if I'm happy right now, like I'm not gonna start worrying about what's gonna happen down the road. And truth be told, like when Andre and I got married, that wasn't even necessarily a plan. Like he proposed and we were like, yes. Like I never really look that far ahead. Like it's one thing to have goals and dreams and all of that, but I don't feel like setting certain measures on myself really ever helps me excel. It just kind of stops me from living in the moment, enjoying what's happening right now. So we're happy right now. Will we? Maybe. But right now, it's not in the plans as of this particular day, but we will see what the future holds. All right, next question. How did you start into fitness and how do you keep your motivation all the time? Kisses from Spain. So I started into fitness by excuse proofing all of my workouts, and I work out from home. Like I just decided one day that I needed to get myself in check. I did a video this week on how I changed my life, and I talk a lot about that in that video of how I just got myself in check and how I got healthy and just where I was and how in like a bad situation I was and how I decided to make that shift. But the only way that I was able to was to start speaking to myself differently, was to make serious like mind shifts, and not just make it all about like outward appearance. But I just believe that the reason why we work out and the reason why we eat healthy is for the insides, right? Like for your mental health, for your happiness, and for your energy levels. And there's so much more to it than just having a six-pack, right? But that was, to me, like I just had a really scary wake-up call, and one day I decided to make a change, and that shifted into a new life for me, which I just do it in bite-sized chunks. I don't take on too much. I don't try and cut everything cold turkey. I don't deprive myself. I make it easy on myself. I make it fun. I work out from home. I don't have to go anywhere. It's all manageable and doable, and it's stuff that I want to do because it's fun and it's easy, and I still eat pizza and I still love popcorn and I still have a glass of wine, but I get results. And I think that that is the way to live life. It's never about like fitness, fitness, fitness and deprive yourself and feel miserable. So that's how I stay motivated, because it really isn't about keeping myself motivated. It's just a part of my life. Now, next question, which is totally like flip side of it, and I love it. Sydney asked, what is your favorite holiday treat or dessert? So you know how I was just sharing with you guys how Andre's family is French Canadian. I'm half French Canadian, but like half French Canadian, half French from France. That's my mom's side. And then my dad's side is like English, English, English. So my maiden name is Fisher, which is like the most English name I feel like you could ever have. I'm just Canadian, by the way. I don't really, it's just Canadian, but I don't really have any like fancy ethnicities. Everybody always asks me that. I know I have dark features, but Canadian. And so an English tradition and one of my favorite holiday desserts is Christmas pudding. It's like the most English thing ever. And it's made of like, it's gonna sound so gnarly, but it's delicious. It's made of like shaved carrots and potatoes and raisins and nutmeg and cinnamon, and you kind of bundle it all together, and there's like way more in there, and it steams for a few hours, and there's a sauce that goes on top of it. It's so good. I feel like I should make it one day. My grandmother might kill me if I try and make it to a T, but we'll do it like healthy style. I was on my Pinterest for the longest time. I have to go find it. Every year I do the same thing. I try and find it on my own Pinterest and I can't, but I will go out there and I will try and find it for you guys and share it as like a holiday treat, because I think it's super unique. All right, Saratoga's Sweethearts. That's such a cute name. Yay, I found your channel and heart, by the way. I'm guessing that means love it. How many people do you have on your Beachbody team? So there's like a bunch of questions in here. So to answer that question, Andre and I have almost 5,000 people on Team Uproar, which is like our big family team. Do we personally mentor every single one of those coaches? No, they're like in our entire family. Are we there for them? 100%. Personal coaches that we've like signed up and we mentor one-on-one is probably a couple hundred. Next question. Do you think that you can still be successful in Beachbody as a new coach in such a market saturation? So to give you guys a little bit of context, I am a Beachbody coach. I've been a Beachbody coach for 4+ years. And in terms of, that's such a common question. That's something that I thought too. My biggest two questions one wasn't a question. It was just like, I was super skeptical because I was like, do I have to stand up and like present in people's living rooms and be like a super weird salesperson? No. The other question was, how do you talk to people about stuff when you have so many competitors and you're in such a saturated market? And what I found was that it's not at all. It's such a baby little company. There's only 350,000 coaches, whereas other big companies like a Mary Kay or like these other monster network marketing companies will have millions of people. So it's still a baby company, but in terms of the fitness world being saturated, I wholeheartedly believe, like hands down, that it's the best solution. As I like, it's excuse proof. It's not about printing off sheets of paper that you like follow and try and keep yourself motivated. You literally have your trainer in your living room every single day, and you have your coach, which holds you accountable, that's going through it with you. Like it just makes so much sense, and that's why I do it. I was a very shy person before I got into this business. I did not film videos. So I really do think that like anybody can do it. It's not an oversaturated market. One thing that I do is every month or so, I will film a like 3-day video where I just take the camera and I follow myself around for the day. And it's totally free for people to see it so that they can be a part of this group and just get questions answered as to like what it is that I do and if they're interested in joining too. So I do that all the time. If it's ever something that you want to be a part of, shoot me an email, but it really is not saturated. It's such a common question. A lot of people do think that. And the last question, have you ever considered competing in bodybuilding? I have. And I did not expect this question, and it's such a sensitive question for me. I have, and the only way that I would have done it, I was going to do it, was if I would have been trained by Andre and I's good friend, and he passed away 4 years ago. So I would, out of respect for him, I would never. And he was like the best of the best at what he did. He would have done it the right way with me, and I would have loved to do it. But the other reason why I don't now, and I know a lot of people are probably like, well, you can find somebody else. Again, out of respect for him, I don't want to. And every single person that I see that has done one does a video after saying why they will never do one again. So that's always my question to people with anything, like from bikini waxing to piercings to tattoos. I'm like, would you do it again? If they're like, no, I'm like, I'm not doing it. And so that's a lot of the answers that I get is that they would never do it again. So for those two reasons, probably not. Alrighty. Carmen agreed. Great questions. Jenny, I love your channel. How long have you been working from home, and what does your typical day look like when you're not doing daily videos? I've been working from home. I've owned my business basically for 4.5, coming on 5 years now. Andre has been working, and I point here because his office is right there and I can hear him in there. He's been working from home since last September. So he had a full-time 9-to-5 corporate job, and he started working full-time from home with me last year, which was like the greatest blessing ever. And our day is pretty average. Like we're homebodies. We stay home. We go out for brunch every now and again. If you ever want to see like a typical day, just follow along on Instagram stories or on Snapchat or join one of those free groups. But we're very normal people, and we like our privacy. We like to stay home. We hang out with our dog Carl, and every once in a while we travel, and that's the gist of it. It's pretty basic. Question from Ms. Danny Friesen. I always see Danny as like one of the first people that comments below my videos. She always comments. I feel like that girl needs to win the next giveaway. All right. I know I've asked this before, but how do you find balance and motivation when you work from home and you own your own business? So the way that you stay motivated is exactly what I shared. Like in my morning routine, you have to have structure. And I'll just give you like the biggest enlightening moment that I ever had was that most people will give more clout, more energy, and more, value into their boss, into their professor at school with deadlines. Like they won't give themselves priority. They will meet any deadline that they need to with work. They will finish homework for any professor. Like I know that I used to pull all-nighters in university to meet a deadline for a professor. And same thing with work. Like Andre would try and meet all of these deadlines when he had presentations or whatever to do for a meeting on a Monday morning. And I don't feel like when we own our own businesses that we give ourselves that level of respect. And we should. If you have a goal that you want to achieve and you eventually do want to work from home and you eventually do want to live this life at like full time, you have freedom and you can travel anywhere and whatnot, you have to give yourself that level of respect that you would to a stranger. And if not, give them more, because ultimately what it's doing is it's affording you your dream life. You're not buying somebody else their dream life. And that's what you're doing. When you're meeting somebody else's deadline at your 9-to-5 job, you're going to buy that person their dream vacation, their dream car, their dream yacht, whatever that looks like. Meanwhile, you're not working towards your own dream. And that's why I so believe in working for yourself. Andre and I were both raised by two families that both started their own businesses, and we've always been very entrepreneurial, and I'm a huge believer in starting your own business. So hopefully that answers your question, but that's how I stay motivated. And I think motivation does come from momentum, and once you start that momentum and that movement, you'll find the motivation too, and that goes with anything. All right, Jay Hearns. Since you live in Ottawa, me too, do you speak French? I do. Bellemare is actually how you pronounce my last name. You guys can pronounce it Bellemare. But yes, we are French. Andre and I went to French high school. That's how we met. We're French. I've always wanted to know, yes. That being asked, I need to tell you I'm watching your video and you're making me smile. Oh, yay. You're just so happy and positive. It always puts a smile on my face, and I'm happy to see you and Andre are the same for the holiday. Joyeux Noël à vous deux. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, well, Merry Christmas to you too. Okay, so on Snapchat, Courtney Couture asked, what are your holy grail products and what are some of your favorite life hacks? So one thing I'm going to say right off the bat, and actually, Courtney, you like teed this up perfectly, girl. I want to do a giveaway before the month is over, and I want you guys to be able to choose what the giveaway includes. So my idea is to do 4 winners. It would be a super simple way to win, just like it was before, where you just comment, make sure that you're following. You don't have to share, do anything weird. And I would have like 4 different categories of prizes, and I wanted to do my favorite things. You guys always ask about all of my favorite things in my videos and like where to get them, so I figured just doing a giveaway with that would be awesome. So my holy grail products, oh my gosh. You know what? I feel like that's a video in itself. I want to do a video of like the things that I use daily, like my all-time favorites. Definitely my lashes, definitely that concealer, the Clinique foundation, Beyond Perfecting foundation. I use that like I'm literally trying to think of like stuff that I use every single day. I've been loving Body Shop products like the tea tree oil collection. That's what Andre and I both use in the evening. Bath and Body Works, everything, like the candles, of course. And what else in terms of products? Holy grail products. And then my favorite life hacks. This is a hard question. Courtney, we're gonna turn this into a video. This needs to be its own video. Okay, I'll give you a super quick life hack and just like how to start your day. It's featured in my morning routine, but I don't know if you guys catch it. So the way that I wake up in the morning, this is like if you have trouble waking up, and I feel like I could do a video on this alone, but if you have trouble waking up in the morning and you're not really a morning person, I've got you. So I use a sunrise alarm clock. There's no sound on it. It just, the light wakes me up. So that gradually takes me out of REM sleep. And I'm someone that like, if you startle me and wake me up fast, I ain't having it and I wake up grumpy and I just want to go back to bed. Like I feel tired after. But if I wake up gradually because of the sunrise alarm clock, I'm less tired just naturally. And then what I'll do is I'll time that for like 4:45 a.m. and I'll time my alarm on my phone, which I use the Alarmy app, and I will get into that in a second. I time that for about 4:50 a.m. so that the light has already woken me up, and then the alarm is, I know that it's gonna go off, but the phone is in the washroom, and the Alarmy app, you actually have to do, like, you have to create a mission, and my mission is that I have to take a picture of my washroom sink. So I have to get up and I have to turn it off and I have to like be awake enough to turn on the app, open the app, take the picture of my sink, and then by that time I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to brush my teeth and I have to get up and I have to like get going with my day, because you're just awake by that time. So that has really, really worked for me, and I feel like that would be a really great life hack. But I feel like I could do a video filled with life hacks. So if that's of interest to you guys, let me know. This video I knew would go on way too long, but hopefully that answered some of you guys' questions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. I love you guys so much. If you have not already subscribed, make sure that you do so. And if this was a great video for you and you enjoyed the festivities, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, dudes!